Bamidele, unfortunately, most of the clients coming into the clinic, they know that there's an issue. They know there's an issue. And they know
Hello, my name is Adobe Okwe. I welcome you to the Woman Workshop. On this episode of A Chat with the Experts, I'm joined by Dr. Bamidele of the Bridge Clinic. We're going to be talking about infertility, we're going to be talking about assisted reproduction, and we're going to be looking at options available for couples. Welcome, sir. Yeah. So I want to get started immediately by asking you, when should couples begin considering assisted reproduction?
Yeah, thank you. Looking at couples that have been trying to conceive, I think it is okay that I start by defining what infertility is.
Yes.
Infertility is the inability of couples to achieve conception despite regular sexual exposure of about 3 to 5 times in a week, not less than 3 times in a week, for about a year, and there's no success. So we say they are infertile and we ask them to seek help. Now, that is 1 year. But if the age of the woman is key in this, if the woman is more than 35 years old, it is advisable that such a woman seeks medical help earlier than someone who is 28, 29. And then seeking assisted reproductive, in form of assisted reproductive technology, we're talking about things like IVF, which is in vitro fertilization. We're talking about IUI, that some people call artificial insemination, which means intrauterine insemination. For IVF, we advise that couples who have been trying for up to 3 years, even if no cause has been identified, it is advisable that they consider IVF. And also, just like I said, the age is important. A woman that is above 35, they need to do something urgently. Now, in IUI, all they do is we stimulate the woman. It's just like what happens at home.
Yes.
We stimulate the woman mildly to ensure that at least she has 1 or 2 follicles that will be mature. Then we get the husband's sperm and inseminate the woman with the husband's sperm. So for them to seek that, IUI is simple. They can seek that at any time. Less than 3 years, 1 year, they've been trying for about 1 year, 2 years, they can still be considered for IUI. And then the age of the woman is important. If she's less than 36,
yes,
success of IUI in them is a bit higher than older women. Anybody above 36, we don't even advise such women to consider IUI. Instead, we go to IVF. And just like I said, if they've been trying for 3 years, it is important they consider IVF. If the tubes are blocked, the 2 tubes are blocked, even if it is 1 month they've been trying for, the next thing for them to do is IVF. And if the man's sperm is poor, in terms of poor sperm or poor semen parameters, what we advise is, if they've been trying, this semen is poor, they've been trying for up to 3 years, they should consider IVF.
Okay, so you said 1 year and then you said 3 years, but it all depends on
in terms of the age of the woman.
The age of the woman.
In terms of 1 year,
yes,
they are young couples.
Okay.
They've been trying for about 1 year. They should seek help. IVF may not be what they need. They may just need more sexual exposure.
Yes.
They may just need maybe induction to induce ovulation, yes, and then conception will take place. But they need to seek help. But if the woman is 35, what we tell such a woman is not just something mild, okay, let's see you in another. No, we move fast.
Move fast if you're
Exactly.
35.
35 and above, yes.
Oh, okay. So we just identified age is very important, and then we have IVF, IUI, and
Ovulation induction. Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, now my next question has to do with something very important to us in this country: God, religion, faith.
Yeah.
So how does the Bridge Clinic, how do you bridge that gap between your clients and their faith? This is very important.
I need to start by saying that fortunately, most of the clients coming into the clinic, they know that there's an issue.
Okay.
They know there's an issue and they know that they need help.
But what of those at home?
Okay, now talking to those at home,
Yes.
they should know that the wisdom for IVF is given by God.
Okay.
There's no wisdom under the heaven that is not given by God. What we do as doctors, it's something God Himself has given to us. So coming to say, oh, I want to assess care in terms of going into advanced fertility management,
Yes.
doing IVF, doing IUI, does not mean we are playing God. We are not playing God. And if you look at the name of our own clinic, is Bridge Clinic, which means we are like a connection
Yes.
between God and man. So that is what we do. And I believe they should also understand, Paul told Timothy that he should take something for the abdominal pain. He could have laid hands on Timothy and said, be healed.
Yeah.
But he said, take something for it. So it's not out of place for them to seek medical help in this, in form of assisted reproduction. Yeah.
Okay, so the first answer you gave me about this assisted reproduction has me worried about something, because women, we can go to 35, 40 and all of that. Maybe we're pursuing our career and stuff like that. So conception and birth, can a woman leave that for whenever she's ready? Given what you've already told us, I know this might be something, but can we still cool it, not put pressure on ourselves, but wait to go for maybe IVF? It's okay, I want to do IVF whenever I'm ready.
Yeah, why God has done it this way, it's not so clear that women have what we call menopause.
Oh.
Though some people now talk about andropause in men, but if you compare the ages, in a woman, by the time a woman is getting to 35, the biological clock is tickling fast.
Wow.
I need you to know that women don't produce eggs. All the eggs a woman needs in life, they will be there at birth.
Wow,
She has
say that
about
again.
all the eggs a woman needs in life, they are there at birth.
At birth?
Yes, when she was born.
Wow.
All the eggs will be there. And at that time, she will have about 1.5 million to 1.7 million eggs. And by the time she starts seeing a normal menstrual period, the number of eggs would have gone down to about 200,000.
Wow.
And that is what she needs for her reproductive life. Meaning that by the time she's 35, the number in terms of quantity and quality of those eggs would have gone down. So by the time the woman is 40, you understand, though genetic has some parts to play in terms of, you see some women that are 50, they are still cycling. That doesn't mean that the quality of those eggs are still high, but at least she still has some eggs she's still playing with. So it's important. If women want to pursue their career, profession and all that, there's what we call egg freezing. They can come in and keep and freeze their eggs.
Egg freezing, you can come into the clinic
they can
and freeze your eggs,
freeze your
and
eggs.
it will still be very good.
It will be good
ready.
whenever you want to use it. So that is key. That's important.
Beautiful.
And the earlier that is done, the better.
Okay. So you do egg freezing, you do IVF and all of this.
In fact, I need to say this,
Okay.
that the first success from frozen eggs in West Africa was actually done here.
Did you guys hear that? The first success with frozen eggs
in West Africa was actually
done here.
I think in 2015 or thereabouts. 2015,
Beautiful.
yeah.
Wow. Okay, so now that we know that, that's very important. That's beautiful information. So how can women, how do you describe your quality of care here?
In terms of quality, I think that is what Bridge is known for.
Okay.
We have what we call the quality management system. We ensure that all we do is based on ISO certification. And even before so many clinics in Europe could get the ISO certification, we got it.
Wow.
And we started working with this. We ensure that we understand the sensitivity of what we do in terms of you're working with people's gametes, the eggs, the sperm. We want to be sure that if we say we're using this particular egg, that's what we're doing. If we're using this sperm, it's Mr. So sperm we're using, that is exactly what the embryologist is also doing. We have the witnessing system, whereby someone witnesses, the doctor knows the client, yes, but someone else has to witness to be sure that, yes, this is what we are working with. And all that are part of what we call the quality management system, so that we are sure that at the end of the day, if you have a child, we tell you it's your egg and it's your husband's sperm, it is that is what has happened. And if you do the DNA later in life, that's what you will get.
That's beautiful. Okay, so I want to ask again. If the society is crazy when it comes to women and all of that. So
Yeah.
are women solely responsible when it comes to infertility? This is a very important question. Please, doctor, I didn't pay you any money. But please tell us, are women solely responsible when there is infertility in the home? Because you find us in the church and the mosque, everywhere, we carry the matter on our heads because the pressure is too much.
I think
So settle this.
I think this has to do with our society.
Okay.
There's so much stigma that is placed on the women if conception is not taking place. And you even notice in our society, they start to say, the moment you get married, they want to start calling you mama. You understand? That shows you how we say it. But unfortunately, it's not only the woman that is affected. About 30% has to do with the woman.
30%?
30%.
30%. That means 70% is from the men.
No. I didn't say that.
Okay.
I've not said that.
Okay.
30% for the woman, 30% also for the man.
So it's equal. 30.
And then we have 30% affecting the two of them. If factors that have to do both with the man and the woman, then 10%, most of the time we don't even know the cause. So it's not the woman. I'm happy that most men now are coming to this reality. You know, they know that when the woman is not conceiving, it's not about the woman. So some men will think because they have semen. I need to talk about this too. Semen does not equate sperm cells.
Did you guys hear that? Semen does not equate sperm cells.
Semen is just like the vehicle that we see that moves the sperm cells. Sperm cells are invisible.
Yeah.
So because you have semen does not mean you have sperm. You know, the man may feel, oh, when I ejaculate, something comes out.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean sperm cells are there. So you need to be tested. We need to see if you actually have sperm cells. And even if you have sperm cells, the quantity is also important and the quality of those sperm cells. So it's key.
Beautiful. Women are 30% responsible for infertility. I want to be very clear about this. And men are also 30% responsible for infertility. And then there is 30% that could be for either of them.
Yeah.
And 10% could be unknown.
Yeah.
So, okay. And then finally, doctor, I want to ask you, emotionally, how do you bring couples to this? How do you take them through this whole process? Because I believe this is too much. This is too much.
Yeah. Looking at the emotional burden of infertility on its own, you know, most of the clients that come in here, they've been battered at home. You know, the mothers-in-law and all that.
Yes.
People have looked down on them. Even in our community, the society, in the church, mosque and all that, people look down on them. You don't have a child. I've seen a woman who came in and said when they went for parties, they will say, no, it's not for you, it's for people that have kids and all that. You know, so when they come in, we understand the emotional burden they have. So right from the gate, even the security, they understand it.
Yeah.
So when our clients come in, the way we welcome them, the way they are managed, it's like phenomenal. And we ensure that we don't just tell them, oh, do this, do that. We are there for them. That's a slogan we tell them, that we are there. This is a journey that we have to go through together. And then we have a department in the clinic that is called the Care and Support Unit, where they are there for the clients 24/7. You can call them, they talk to you, they hold their hands and ensure that emotionally the clients are taken care of. It's not only the women that actually need the management. You know, men also, though we tend to be strong, macho and all that, but it's a lie. Women are even stronger when it comes to when it comes to this more than the men. So we manage also the men when it comes to the emotional management. And it helps, because I also need to say this, that if the woman is disturbed emotionally, it also affects, there's a way it can affect our hormones, that the hormones will not work optimally. So you need to be fine, you need to be hopeful, you need to be optimistic. Know that it is God that will do it at the end of the day, not the doctor or the clinic, but be fine so that it can work well.
Doctor, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It's my pleasure and privilege to have had you talk to the women of the Woman Workshop. So, women, you now know Dr. Bamidele Babatunde of the Bridge Clinic. He has explained a lot of things, and you need this help. You're battling with infertility, you know somebody battling with infertility, you know where to come. You know that you can seek out the doctor and have it all taken care of. And they will hold your hand too. Thank you very much for being here.
You're
It's my
welcome.
pleasure. Thank you
Yes.
so much.